Welcome to Tax Tips from Dollar Loan Center. Here are a few tax breaks individuals typically miss. Why pay more taxes than you need to? People say this all the time, but it can be hard to find every deduction, credit, and income adjustment you are entitled to. You might be aware of the most widely used deductions according to the IRS, and these deductions are local and state taxes, gifts to charity, home mortgage interest, tax preparation fees, along with dental and medical expenses. But are you getting the most you possibly can out of them? Now let's discuss the most often overlooked, forgotten, and ignored regulations and tax breaks. Number 1 is state sales tax option. You may not realize you have the option of deducting state and local sales tax. Until roughly 10 years ago, people did not get this option. If you paid sales tax and not state income tax, you were caught with no deduction. Congress acknowledged this problem. Now taxpayers are granted to select from deducting their state and local income taxes or their state and local sales tax. But if you reside in a state that has state income taxes, you're probably better off deducting the state income tax. However, in the event you purchase a car, boat, or airplane, you can add this to amounts the IRS calculates in their sales tax deduction calculator. But the IRS warns the taxes have to be based upon value only and imposed on a yearly basis. For instance, the majority of drivers pay out an annual fee for car registration. If a part of the fee was based upon the car's value and a part was based upon its weight, you are able to deduct the value-based part of the registration fee. Number 2, charitable contributions. If you itemize, don't forget to deduct the amount of money and items you've donated to charity, and don't overlook the costs you accumulate on behalf of your preferred qualified charity. Let's say you volunteer every week at a soup kitchen. You don't get to deduct your personal time. However, you can deduct the expenses of getting there and back. When you drive, deduct 14 cents per mile, plus parking and tolls paid. Perhaps you prepare food for the organization. The cost of the ingredients are usually tax deductible. Keep your receipts. Should your contribution total over $250, you'll need an acknowledgement from the charity showing the services you rendered. The IRS reports most travel expenses for charities could be deductible. Here's a short list: air, rail, and bus fares, taxi cab fares, lodging and meals, and out-of-pocket expenses for your car. Number 3, medical expenses. Visiting the doctor might not be enjoyable. However, it may ease your pain if you know getting there is most likely deductible. If you're itemizing for 2016, the IRS says you're able to write off 19 cents a mile if you use your automobile for health-related reasons. You can deduct just the amount of your dental and medical costs that's over 10% of your adjusted gross income, 7.5% if either you or your spouse were born before January 2nd, 1952. Apart from your share of the real cost of doctors, diagnosis, and dealing with physicians, you can also include in medical expenses the cost of meals and lodging at the hospital if your main reason behind being there is to get medical care. Number 4, child and dependent care credit. Here's a bonus tip that is overlooked largely in the younger age bracket. Are you paying someone to watch your kids so you can work or search for work? You may be eligible to claim the child and dependent care credit. This could reduce your tax bill faster than the usual deductions. This can also help if you are living with an elderly parent or perhaps a disabled spouse whose care has to be taken care of while you work. Additionally, you may be able to claim the credit for summer day camp expenses for your children if you choose a camp specifically so you can work. The credit limit is $3,000 for one eligible person or $6,000 for 2 or more individuals. If you have any questions when you're filing your taxes this year, don't hesitate to contact the IRS directly at 800-829-1040 or stop into your local IRS office to get assistance. Thanks for watching Tax Tips from Dollar Loan Center.